yet another vocal scheme. We don't have that that hiss, that sibilance, that airiness to the sound. Vocal folds are passive, but we have the intention of projecting it forward. So ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the studio with a good cup of coffee for one more vocal analysis, and today we are listening to Be With You by Muse. I just opened YouTube this morning and I saw that this song was out, and I must say that I really like Muse, but I haven't heard a lot of the new stuff. And this was just released this week, so I'm really excited to see what they're up to and, of course, analyze it with you guys. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Kyle Lesh. I'm a singer-songwriter and voice teacher. As a singer-songwriter, I'm about to release my next single. It's called Canvas of My Soul. We are working on the music video. I'll leave you guys an update real soon. And all of my original music, including my latest single, Leave It All Behind, is out on all major music platforms. I'll leave a link up here for you to check it out. And it would mean the world to me if you could leave me your feedback, because I'm not only a vocal coach, I'm on the battlefield myself, just like you, if you are a singer, because I'm always writing music, recording music, releasing music, and of course, your feedback means a lot to me. As a voice teacher slash vocal coach, my work is focused on laryngeal biomechanics and physiology, so basically what the muscles that we have inside our larynxes, they do in order to achieve the sounds that we hear in contemporary singing. And that's exactly what we'll be doing today with this analysis for Be With You by Muse. If you want to become my singing student, check out the link in the description also for my online singing program, Using Your Voice, and there we cover a broad range of topics inside vocal technique. We talk about how to belt, how to reach high notes, how to sing low notes with power as well, how to be super expressive with your voice using those soft sounds that inside the program we call passive vocal schemes. We talk about ornaments such as yodels, vibratos, and runs. We have a complete module on vocal distortions, how to practice and apply them in a way that will not hurt your voice, that's totally safe for your vocal health, because of course we don't want to get hurt practicing vocal technique. We have a vocal exercise library with exercise for you to practice each of the techniques that we cover inside the course. All of that and much more, link down below. Alright, now without further ado, let's listen to Be With You by Muse. I like the visuals.
It seems my life's been swallowed up. I've used up every ounce of luck.
Okay. Sorry, you guys. Sometimes you guys mention that I stop the video a lot. But well, guys, the whole point of this video is a vocal analysis, so I can't help but analyze. And here we already have like really important information when it comes to vocal technique. So first of all, I realized that we have a lot of breathy voices, and the breathy voice is how we call these airy sounds inside vocal anthropophysiology. And vocal anthropophysiology is the theoretical framework for my work as a voice teacher. Basically, our vocal folds can be in active tension, hey, or passive tension, hey. For the breathy voice, the vocal folds are in passive tension, and we also have the action of a couple muscles inside the larynx, the posterior cricoarytenoid muscles, opening the back of the throat of the vocal folds so that we can have that airy sound.
I've used up every ounce of love.
Ounce of love. So pay attention to that airy sound right there. That's a breathy voice. Another thing is these beginnings when he's that's what we call a creaky voice. It's not a fry. It's similar to the fry, but the main difference between a creaky voice and a fry sound would be that for the fry, we don't have a fundamental pitch. We have the tips of the arytenoid cartilages hitting each other to create that that distorted sound, but we don't have a fundamental pitch. The vocal folds are pretty much closed, so that we don't have that vibration to configure a pitch. As soon as we start relaxing, I will sing, then that characterizes a creaky voice. Amazing.
To leap into the fire, find a higher power.
That breathy voice. With a yodel, right? That abrupt transition to an active scheme, so we have more muscle mass mobilization. And that crack right there, that's precisely the yodel.
And reach for something new. I need somewhere that's safe to run.
And he's using a lot of vibrato, so hey to run.
You can't just be with anyone.
Well, we have, if we're talking about active vocal folds, which is the case here, we have a different behavior depending on where in the range we are singing. So, if we are singing below the E4, that would be the E4, so below, then that's a crooner voice. We call it crooner voice as a tribute to the crooning movement. Some people will call that, guess what? Chest voice. Inside vocal anthropophysiology, we usually try to avoid those traditional concepts inside vocal technique, vocal pedagogy, just because they tend to create a lot of confusion. We have different people using the same names to describe different things, and that creates a lot of confusion. Now, in terms of physiology, the vocal folds are active, and depending on where we are singing in the vocal range, we have a different configuration on one, the levels of preponderance between TAs, thyroid muscles, and CTs, cricothyroid muscles. We have the CTs working more, being preponderant for that adjustment when you're talking about notes that happen above the E4, and the TAs being preponderant for the notes that happen below the E4. But we also have a change in the dynamics of the firming muscles, the posterior muscles, the muscles that are in the back of the throat. And here we have the arytenoid muscles, the oblique arytenoid muscles, and the transverse arytenoid muscle, and also the lateral cricoarytenoid muscles. All of these muscles are responsible for embracing the vocal folds to avoid vocal breaks, to keep the sound firm, and to help the vocal folds stay inactive. And when you are singing above the E4, that's exactly what characterizes belting. If again we are singing with active vocal folds above the E4, and we need more firmness. We need those muscles in the back of the throat embracing the vocal folds to help us do those sounds. And that's exactly what he's doing here. We call that a worn voice inside vocal anthropophysiology.
Anyone be with anyone.
What? The transition to a breathy voice.
It's got to be with you.
Yet another vocal scheme. This one is the Gregorian voice. It is passive just as a breathy voice, but we don't have that that hiss, that sibilance, that airiness to the sound. Vocal folds are passive, but we have the intention of projecting it forward. We are sending enough air pressure to make that happen, and that creates that that sound, that soft but still forward. Yeah.
It's got to be with you.
Oh, the beat.
I won't go quite into the night. I'll rage against the dying light. I won't bow to the universe. I can break.
Oh, that transition right there between probably a warn. Yes, warn. I can. I was just checking if it is above the E4.
I can break.
I I can break, and then a breathy, or would it be a Gregorian? I can break its curse. Yeah, it goes passive. I hear a breathy in the very beginning, and then he makes it more sealed, and we have a Gregorian at the end. Break its curse and build us something new. By the way, guys, each of the techniques are covered in depth with specific lessons for each one, with examples from me and some students inside my singing course, Building Your Voice. I'll leave the link down below. And there you have a module for passive vocal schemes, for active vocal schemes, for ornaments, all with a theory, of course, the explanation of how these vocal schemes, these vocal techniques work, and of course, practice exercises, how to exercise them, how to apply them. So check it out, link in the description. I long to fall into the sun. It can't just be with anyone. It's got to be with you. It's got to be with you. Warren voice. Any. It's got to be. Really nice song. It's got to amazing. Yeah, I really like it. And very first reaction. By the way, one of these last videos that I posted here, I had someone say, "Oh, that's proof that you hear these songs beforehand because you're stopping too much to talk about technique, and no one does that when they're listening to the song for the first time." Guys, do you realize that I'm literally a voice teacher and I do this every single day? Like, a student will only have so much time in a lesson and they want to learn how to sing a certain song. I'm pretty much trained to listen to a song, analyzing what's happening at each moment. And I love doing that. In fact, of course, I have my sessions of listening to music without stopping it. And I highly recommend and highly encourage you to do the same. But the purpose of these videos here inside my channel is precisely to analyze. It's not opening the song and listening to the song and making faces. Oh, ah, ah. No, I want you guys to watch these videos and learn a bit more about what these singers, these artists that you like, what they do, and what should you be doing in order to achieve similar results. Because at the end of the day, something that I once said, and then oftentimes I like to repeat that saying, is what makes a singer unique is the ability to produce with their voices the sounds that only someone with their stories could imagine. All of these techniques here, they do not belong to one specific singer. Each of us, we can all produce the same vocal schemes. Now, the way that you organize them when you sing a song, that's you. that's uniquely you. And I wanted to have tools. I wanted to learn this technique so that when you organize them to sing a song, then it sounds like you. And of course, we talk a lot about that inside my singing course, building your voice, because I believe that this is the main function of vocal technique to give you tools to express yourself through your voice and convey emotion. Now, let me know what you think of this song, what you think of this current phase of Muse, and of course, what you think of my analysis. Leave your comment down below. Also, recommend me some songs to analyze here next. If you are curious about my own singing, you'll be like, okay, these vocal coaches, they can talk about voice, but how do they sound when they actually sing for real? Then I got you covered, because I will leave a card up here for you to be redirected to a playlist with my original music, and it would mean, like, literally, honestly, the world to me if you could leave me your feedback. I really want to hear what you think about my music. All right? Well, that's all for today. You enjoy your day, you enjoy your coffee, and remember, if your concepts cannot be seen in the real world, then they must change, and not the world. See you in the next one.